How easy are you making it for your clients to buy from you? How easy is it for them to give you money? I've spoken about this before on the podcast, but I wanted to revisit it today for one very good reason. I have been seeing a lot of websites, a lot of socials, a lot of links that kind of drive me crazy because I can't buy. It's hard to understand. It's just not working. So that is what we're talking about today. How can you make sure that you have a cash clickable website and brand and business that helps more money flow to you? This is your first time on the Brand Builders Lab podcast. Amazing to have you here. And if you're one of my regulars, hugs and kisses. Love you so much. But let's dive into today's episode. So the reason for this is that I actually posted this on Instagram recently, but I have had new clients coming in, and what I do is that I go and do a review. So before we have our first 90-minute strategy session, when you're doing one-on-one with me, or if you're in Amplify, I'll go and I'll take a look at your website, your socials, your links, your products, everything, whatever I can find online, I'm going to go take a look at so that I can get a good sense of what are we starting with? What's here right now? And can I say, this is for businesses that are fairly new, as well as businesses that have been around for 10 years. Even one of my clients, she's been in business for 15 years. And when I went to look at her website and we talked through it, she's like, yeah, no, I don't do that anymore. That's not current. I didn't even realize that was there, etc. So I feel like this is a good check-in and reminder. And it's something that I do for myself as well. Yeah, because you've got to remember that people love to fall down the rabbit hole. I fall down the rabbit hole all the time. I might respond to an ad that I see, or otherwise I find somebody on socials and I'll go check out all their details. I'll click through, I'll check out all their links in bio, etc. So we're going to cover a couple of things today. And I actually want to catch you in a thought of, oh, I don't need this. This one isn't for me, Suze. So unless you are somebody that is on top of, and I mean in the last week or two, or very recently, you've gone and checked all of these things in your business, then this episode is for you as well, my love. And I'll tell you why, because I'm pretty good and I'm on top of a lot of stuff, but I am always checking these things too. So let's start at the very beginning, because it's a very good place to start, as Julie Andrews told us, is that we've really got to think about our customer journey. So where are people finding us? And what is the experience that they're having there? For me, my top of funnel, if we're going to talk about it in marketing terms, are usually my Instagram, my LinkedIn, obviously the podcast. So even if we just think about those things, some of the things that I look at are, what is my call to action in, say, the show notes of the podcast? So if you're listening on your app, you should be able to click and see whatever the information is around what this podcast is about, but also on every single one, it's got a link to my different products. And so just making sure that they are up to date, that they're working well. Why? Because the podcast brings in a lot of new listeners. And so I want to make sure that that says and does exactly what I want it to. On my socials, I'm going to be honest with you, I play around with my bio. So every now and again, I'll change it to be a little bit more specific. Because one of the things that I'm finding a lot of clients are coming to me for is that their business is a mess. They're like, it's not organized. I have no systems. I haven't automated things. It's not just about building a brand, but my business is not working because I have no processes in place. And so that was something I recently changed on my Instagram, was around systemize and automate, as well as obviously building a bold brand. Think about that. When you look at, let's go into it with fresh customer eyes. This is the first time they're finding you. When you read your bio, does it say exactly who you help and what you do? And I want you to put a filter on it. I want you to think about, what do clients say that they come to you for? So like I just mentioned to you, I've got a lot of clients at the moment who have been in business for a while where their business is still just a bit of a mess and not working for them. So I'm going to really lean into, because I love working with them, those particular clients as well, I lean into that messaging even more. The other thing is that even yesterday I went and checked my link in my bio and there was one that was out of date. So I wanted to make sure that I updated that. But one thing I find really frustrating when I go to different people's LinkedIn bios is that if you've got a link tree or whatever it is, they've got like 50 links. And so I just get there and I'm like so overwhelmed and like, I don't really know what you want me to do. So I want you to take a look at number one, your bio, make sure that it's specific. It speaks to the clients you want to work with. It tells them exactly what you're all about. Make sure that the bold, like where you might have your name, etc., that's SEO. So make sure that is up to date as well. I get clients, like I've had a number of discovery calls where they're like, I was looking for a business coach. I found you on Instagram. So that was just through SEO. So make sure you understand how that works. Then when you go to your link in bio, really go and ask yourself, what do I want people to do? Like, what's the number one thing I want people to do? So right now, as I'm recording this, I've got the replay to a masterclass that I ran last week. So I would love them to go and rewatch that because there's an offer on it. Then I've got my other lead magnets that are very problem specific. So if you want to get your business organized and profitable, click here. And that goes to my BBA webinar. If you want to scale your business with online programs and grow a personal brand that sells for you, click here. That goes to my Amplify masterclass, etc. So the number one objective that I have is ideally, especially if somebody's new, is to get them onto one of my masterclasses so that they can get to know me, so that I can talk to them about the problem that they have right now. And obviously that will lead to one of my offers. Now, I've also got, actually join Amplify because the doors are open as I'm recording this. So I really want you to be thinking about how often are you looking at what is in your link in bio so that it is aligned with what you're marketing right now. But you don't want to have a whole lot of things there because it sends us into confusion, overwhelm, and you'll get people that just won't click because there's too much here for me to figure out. So let's do a bit of a cleanup and make sure it's up to date, and also make sure that every month I talk to my clients in BBA about your monthly energized marketing offers. Whatever you're focusing on this month and you're really wanting to promote, then make sure that that is updated in your link in bio as well, and that it's what you're talking about too. So we want to make sure that we're actually focused on the things that are active in our business and the things that we want more people to come and see, sign up for, buy, whatever it is. So that's the first thing. That's like your top of funnel. So make sure that's up to date in your business. The second thing I just want to say on that too is, for example, any of your banners. So your Facebook banner, your LinkedIn banner, that can obviously also be a call to action based on whatever it is that you've got going on. So really use your assets as much as possible and make sure that it's a cohesive experience for people who are coming from your socials to your website to wherever else you have, content that you're sharing. The second thing that I am seeing a lot is that when I go to websites, it's just not up to date. So you may have created your website, you've written it, and now it's like you think it's a one and done, and it's not. Your website is a living and breathing part of your business because it's part of the rabbit hole. I go from your socials, I go to your website, I'm checking it all out. I've recently done this with many businesses, and I want to say 70% of them are a little bit of a mess. And like I've said before, when I speak to the client, they're like, oh, yeah. But they haven't actually done anything about it. So we want to go to our website. We want to look at it with fresh eyes. We want to make sure, does this say who I am, what I do, who I do it for? What is the number one thing I want people to do here? So for me, I've got 2 signups above the line, which means that before they scroll anywhere, they can sign up for 2 different masterclasses. We also want to make sure that we've got our products front and center, the products that are primary. Now, if you've got products in your business that are not primary, I'm really going to focus in on that word. These are like the top 3 products that you've got. Maybe you've just got one product, but the top 3 products you've got. I want you to really highlight those three. Even if you've got 10 products, just highlight the three main things you want people to do. Yeah. And the problems that you're solving. So be really specific with it. And I'll give you an example is that if you were to go to my website, which is susechadwick.com, I'm really focused on the client's problem. And this is something that I think a lot of people miss the boat on. So for me, it's like ready to get the help you've been looking for. And then BBA, always know what to do in your business next. Why? Because that is what I hear all the time. I don't know what to do every day. What am I supposed to do next? Like, how do I build this? And so it says literally on the website, if you're always thinking, what do I do now to grow my business? And you're ready to build a brand that stands out, this is for you. So I'm speaking directly to the problem. The next one is go from one-on-one, done for you, to scalable offers, etc. So I really want you to look at it and think, is this super clear to my audience, exactly who this is for, what this does, and like how it helps? Like, what is the problem that it solves? It's the whole thing of clear over clever. Yeah, we try and be really clever with what it is that we're creating, but we just want to be as clear as possible. There is too many messages in the market. There's too much going on. There's too much noise. And so we want to make it really easy for people to work with us and be able to make a decision. So I think that with your website, just make sure that it's really easy for people to sign up, get on your list, that you're speaking directly to them. But the other thing I see a lot is that there's product overwhelm. So I've been on quite a few websites recently, and there's different products, but number one, I can't buy anything. It either goes to some old link, I have to email somebody, like it's not cash clickable. So that means that I can literally go and buy something. And it's one of the things why I'm so passionate about Amplify as well, is because I'm just like, you want to give your audience other ways to buy from you. Like, I don't want to have to email you and book and, you know, it depends on what you do, but I just want to be able to see, like, what could I buy from you? What is available to me? You know, how can I get some of you? It's like my clients say, I just need a dose of Suze. And so there's lots of ways that they can do that. Even when I'm not around, they can buy my courses, they can get the mini products, they can listen to the podcast, whatever it is. Yes, you can book a call to work one-on-one, etc. But my business and my website is cash clickable. It means that money can be coming in at any time. And this is the thing that you've got to realize is that there are people that are finding you and they're ready to go. They're already in a buying cycle. So you've got to look at your website and say, is it super easy for them to buy from me? Am I giving them too many choices? Have I doubled up on information and products? Yeah, can I consolidate to make it easier for them to understand how I help and why this product is the right one for them? So really look at your website. And if you need help with it, get somebody else to look at it with fresh eyes and say, I don't get this, or what, like, how would this work? Or what if I want to buy that? And payment links that are out of date. So that's another thing that drives me crazy is I go and I click to buy something and it doesn't work. And can I say, I've had this on my website before. We moved all of our systems over and there was one link. Somebody sent me a message actually saying, Suze, the link on this page doesn't work. And I was so grateful for that because we thought we'd caught it all and we'd updated all of our links, but there was like one that wasn't working and somebody wanted to buy it. So we obviously went and we updated that. But you've just got to be really diligent and make sure that you don't have broken links to payments. You don't have broken links to products. And so if you haven't checked that on your website in a while, go and check that. But the biggest thing that I see is so many people are just like, I didn't realize that was still there. No, that's not the copy that should be. It doesn't really talk about what it is that we do. Yes, I've been meaning to update that, but I just haven't got around to it. And I'm just like, when you don't maintain all of your brand assets, your website is your brand asset, your social is a brand asset, all of those things are brand assets. When you don't maintain them, you give potential customers who are now looking for help from somebody like you a poor customer experience. It's also not great for your brand because people are like, well, it's all a bit of a mess. So if their assets are a mess, then it's probably going to be messy to work with them. And I think that's a really big one, is that if I don't have a good experience before I've bought from you, am I going to buy from you? Because I'm going to probably expect that the experience is going to be the same. If it's not good before I've bought, it's probably not going to be great after I've bought. So this is something to really think about and do an audit in your business. And if you need help getting your business organized, obviously book a call with me and let's work together to make it happen. But this is something I see all the time. So I really wanted to talk about it. I don't think that anybody is immune from it. And I also think that it's really important for us to keep our messaging up to date so that as the market changes and shifts, we are also making sure that what we have is the most up to date, is the most relevant, is the most connected and direct messaging for our audience so that they know immediately that you're the person for them. So really think about how you want to do that in a better way. If you've got any questions, let me know. Great to have you here. I cannot wait to hear how your audit goes for all of your brand assets. And also, are you creating a cash clickable business, or are you making it hard for your audience and your customers to give you money?